Alright, let me tell you something that's been buzzing in my brain since I first heard about this race. Picture this, a group of elite cyclists battling through 35-degree heat, climbing a mountain so steep it's practically a vertical wall, and one of the biggest names in the sport suddenly dropping out. Sounds like the setup for a gripping story, right? Well, that's exactly what's unfolding on Mont Ventoux in the 2026 Tour de France Femmes. Now, I've watched a lot of bike races, but this one? It feels like the kind of day that could rewrite the entire narrative of the competition. Let me break it down for you. First off, Marlen Reusser is doing something that's both genius and brutally practical, wearing an ice vest. I mean, how do you even stay cool when the temperature is already at 32 degrees and climbing a mountain that's basically a roller coaster of elevation? This isn't just about comfort, it's about survival. If you take a step back, this shows how extreme the conditions are becoming for these athletes. They're not just racing, they're fighting against the elements in ways we didn't see a decade ago. What makes this really interesting is how this kind of gear is becoming standard, yet it still feels like a last-ditch effort to stay competitive. It's almost like watching a chess match where the board keeps shifting under your feet. Now, let's talk about Anna van der Breggen pulling out. This isn't just a name drop, it's a seismic shift in the race dynamics. Van der Breggen isn't some random rider, she's been a powerhouse in women's cycling for years. Her absence? It's like taking the engine out of a car and expecting it to keep moving. But here's the thing, this isn't just about her loss. It's a reminder of how fragile these races are. One bad day, one injury, and the entire hierarchy can flip. What many people don't realize is that this kind of withdrawal isn't just a setback, it's a catalyst. It forces the remaining riders to dig deeper, to prove they're not just here for the glory but for the grind. And that's what makes this stage so electric. Mont Ventoux itself is a legend. I've seen it in documentaries, heard stories about how it's claimed so many riders over the years. But here's the kicker, this isn't just another climb. It's the Queen stage, the kind of day where legends are made or broken. The fact that the race is ending at the summit? That's not just a finish line, it's a psychological battlefield. Riders aren't just climbing, they're battling their own limits, their own fears. And in this heat, it's like adding gasoline to the fire. A detail I find fascinating is how the route is designed to test every aspect of a cyclist's endurance. It's not just about power, it's about pacing, strategy, and knowing when to push and when to conserve. This stage isn't just a race, it's a masterclass in human resilience. But let's get real for a second. What does this say about the future of women's cycling? We are seeing more and more stages that are physically and mentally grueling, which is fantastic for the sport's growth. But it also raises a deeper question, are we pushing these athletes too far? I'm not saying it's bad, but I do think there's a fine line between inspiring and exploiting. What this really suggests is that the sport is evolving, and with that evolution comes new challenges, both for the riders and for the fans who watch them fight for every meter. So, as we watch this unfold, I'm left wondering, who will emerge from this mountain as the true champion? Will Reusser hold onto her yellow jersey, or will someone like Vollering or Niewiadoma make a move that changes everything? Either way, one thing's for sure, this isn't just another stage. It's a moment that will be remembered for years to come. And if you're not watching, you might be missing the most thrilling chapter of the 2026 Tour de France Femmes.